Welcome.
Welcome.
On my body.
Hmm? It is 4720. 23? 22? 12 years after the events at Clover's Crossing. We begin in the Riverlands. The swell of the night envelops you. It's warm in the Riverlands this time of year, humid too. Nearby, tall grass and reeds sway in the gentle breeze. It's pitch black under the canopy of the forest and eerily silent. Overhead, stars wink in the clear and open skies with no moon as witness. Valan, you feel a gentle tug on your boot. Someone shakes you awake. A voice next to you says, "Time to move."
5 more minutes.
You feel a knife at your throat.
Oh shit. You really want me to get up? I slowly stand up and can I roll perception to see what who's got a knife to my throat?
Sure. Let's see it. 15. It's Alafair. The time has come. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like
It's Darakb, your captain. All of you are advanced scouting a village ostensibly 500 or so meters to the north.
you don't have to put a fucking knife to my throat, bud.
Shut the fuck up. It's called stealth, idiot.
Sorry.
Alright. He sort of like crouches in the underbrush and like trots off forward. Sort of a walk run.
I follow.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check. Seems normal. A few hundred yards away, he comes to a stop, kind of down on one knee, puts his hand up. That stench. It's not a demon, it's Razmiri. What the fuck?
Razmir?
The hell's going on here?
As he looks over at me, I'm doing I'm doing hand signals like. And he sees me grab a piece of grass. I learned it from Brommus back in the day. I'm licking it.
Kind of tightens up his focus and kind of puts one hand on the hilt of his sword, starts moving forward again. Another 100 meters or so, and he stops. Go ahead and roll perception again. Damn, 22. Let's go. There's nothing here. There's no Hopewell. There's no town. There's no village. There's nothing. Just forest. Behind you, you hear the snap of a twig. Like far behind. A few hundred yards. Followed quickly by the sounds of metal on metal as the rest of your squad comes under attack. Darakb takes off running.
Follow.
Alright. As you get to the site, or the patrol site where you guys were, you see the other 4 elves that are with you are set upon by 6 men wearing black lamellar armor and blacked out masks of the priesthood of Razmir. Other figures lurk in the tree line out of sight. It's an all-out brawl. Shit's going down.
I start fucking people up.
Alright. Roll D20 for me.
How do I do that on here? So, I just rolled on here.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh, that's fine.
18.
Should have typed it first, man. With the slice, cut one of their heads off. Roll again.
3.
5. Someone behind you steps up. Take 2 points of damage.
Fuck.
Roll again.
17.
To the side of you, an explosion. 3. Alright, so you run up into the next assailant. You can describe it how you want, but...
Yeah, that's exactly how I do it.
Okay. Just slit their throat, like,
Yeah.
one through. Again.
9.
The wind gets knocked out of you. You stumble to your feet. You hear like a low whine and another series of explosions. Roll perception for me. Oh my god. Alright.
The lowest I can roll perception at is a 9.
Holy shit.
That boy knows what's going on.
From the tree line you hear,
Get Ermiel to the faith barges. Kill the rest.
followed by the sounds of screaming and steel on steel. Make a fortitude save, see if you can get to your feet. Do it. Just stumble up, vision blurred, arrows all around you.
I'm gonna hit the brakes, dude.
Just gonna drop.
No, I'm gonna run.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good call. Where do you head? Towards the tree line, or
So where is those voices coming from?
sort of up and to the right?
So up, like when I'm looking forward, it's like up and this way?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the exact opposite way.
Nice.
Baylor ran away from a fight, dude.
Good call.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, I just got the fucking wind knocked out of me.
Yeah, again in the middle of an ambush, basically. As you're running, are you dead sprinting, or are you kind of like trying to be tactical, or?
Yeah, I'm like dead sprinting. Like I'm trying to get the fuck away from these people.
All right, you get about 100 yards or so. Go ahead and make a reflex save.
Oh shit. Arrow to the back, I'm sure.
More like captain to the side. As you like run up over this log and kind of parkour over the top of it, and as you land, someone stumbles into you from the side. It's Theracles again, running with you. He goes, Derek. God damn it. Valan. I know that's your name.
That is my name.
Yes.
He thinks my name's Derek.
Not anymore.
No, he knows.
Yeah. He goes, listen, you gotta get the hell out of here. I don't know what they want. I don't know who the hell they are. You gotta go. They're after you.
Yeah, I was trying to until you ran into me and decided to have this conversation with me.
No sense for melodrama. I assume you're still running. Neither of you got knocked over.
Alright.
You can't head back to Keona. The border's too heavily patrolled. Can't go through Razmir. It's a suicide. River Kingdoms are fucked. Gotta head north. Towards Ustalav. Still got people there, right?
Oh, I got some boys there.
Go. I'll cover you.
You're not coming with me?
I gotta get the others.
Fuck the others. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I didn't teach you shit. I said go, and they'll shove you.
I said, you're gonna die! And I shove him back.
You don't think I know that?
I'm not letting you sacrifice your life for me.
I'm not giving you a fucking choice. And he just punches you in the stomach and shoves you forward and then runs back in the
I like
opposite
whimper a
direction.
little bit. Oh. I just start running. Like my brother just hit me and like I'm gonna go cry to mom.
So you limp, you run, you make it I mean, several hundred yards, half a mile, maybe something like that. Go ahead and roll perception again.
Perception. Hot damn.
The last possible moment to decide, you sense, rather than see, the presence of one of those black armored figures, sword drawn as he comes running at you from the tree. Roll initiative.
I'm gonna fuck this guy up. Yeah, get fucking wrecked, kid. He's got armor on?
Yeah. Oh my god, 27? Jared, Jesus Christ.
That's why I say get fucking wrecked, kid.
Shit on. Alright, you're first.
How far away am I from him?
From him?
Yeah.
You're within 5 feet.
I'm gonna hit that boy with the shocking grace.
See it.
But I'm gonna arcane pool first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shock. I'm close enough to shock and grasp him and longsword him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take a -2 if you're gonna spell combat, but
Not if I'm within. Isn't 5 feet, right?
no, it's a full round action regardless.
Oh, okay.
Normally you can't do that. You can't do both. But.
All right, so I missed that probably.
What's his touch?
It's +1 too. Is it built into there with arcane? Oh, I didn't put the buff on, so that's +1, so it's a 9.
It's a 9 plus 3 because he's wearing armor.
No.
Yeah, that hits. 1 point of damage.
Let me put the arcane pool on. So I hit him with 1 point of damage, and then I longsword him.
Alright. Let's see it.
God damn. A lot of damage.
So you're not gonna do it, unfortunately.
Damn.
So he's just going to immediately, reeling from the electricity, turn and take a swing back. Alright. You're up.
Fucked me up. I didn't tell you which spells I have on, huh?
That's correct. Well, the rest of you guys, not that it particularly matters for this section, but if you have the spring-loaded things,
Mm-hmm.
like, we'll assume for now you got whatever potion, if you got a potion in there. In the future, we'll have to pick at the start of every session. Like, keep track of it. So.
So I have only 4 health right now. I don't know how can I check and see how bad this guy. Oh, I missed him with that second attack, right?
Yeah.
So he's fine. All right. I'm gonna drink a potion. So what? 1d8.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna attempt to flee from him. Roll. One. This is terrible on here.
You want me to just do it?
I got it. So I get 2 health back.
Use the dice on the left hand side.
Oh, use your real dice. You got a D8 in the box, right?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't think about that.
The dice button on the left hand side.
Whatever, I
too.
already rolled that.
But yeah.
But, oh shit, man, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity on me. I'm gonna try and run.
Just going to attempt to take a swing.
And misses.
Just gonna miss. Going fast. Alright, as you break combat, go ahead and make a reflex save.
Take it away from the mic.
Hold on.
Pitch black, there's roots, trees in the undergrowth.
I know you don't want me to get away with you. Reflex?
Yeah. turning and looking back, trying to see if he's gaining ground. You stumble and trip, roll and fall on your back.
God damn it, I'm prone now.
He comes like running up over the same roots that you just tripped over, sword raised, and there's an arrowhead sticks from his Adam's apple. Blood fountains over the pair of you. And he just collapses. I assume you run.
No, I stab him in the dick with my sword and then I run.
Nice. Make a perception check for me. Wow.
Oh, whoops. Perception.
Almost at the far edge of your vision, you see there's only one figure still fighting in the garb of the rest of the elves. A number of black figures surround him. Seems like he's holding his own, until from behind a figure stabs him through the back, running him through with their sword. You notice a very familiar wooden peeled flesh sort of mask before you vanish into the woods.
Those fucking snipers.
Cocksuckers.
It's been years since I bisected their friend. Still after me.
Alright. Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana.
And a local.
And a local. Local I'm not as strong on. But
Still good.
yeah.
Alright. From the local, your mind, like you're in flight or fight mode right now. Like your mind's just flashing through all these possibilities. And there's only one person you can think of that you know for sure where they're still at. Think 6, no 7, no 8 days on foot. From here to Versex, from Versex to Rosenport, another 3 days.
That's 56 miles in 11 days.
John throws up. Alright. With the Arcana check, you try to do something you haven't done in a very long time. Holding your left wrist out, try to bring the hero tattoo back to the surface, and nothing happens as you limp off through the underbrush. Several days later in Rosenport, the glow from the sodium lamp stretches and distorts in the puddles and wet cobblestones of the street. A simple wooden door with a frosted window adorns the entrance of a squat, moldering building draped in wet moss and mildew. The name on the glass is painted in flaking golden cursive. It says, Alphonse Zephyr, private investigator. Valan, would you make a stealth roll? Alafair, would you roll perception? Cough, Alafair, roll perception, cough.
Okay, I didn't just hear things.
Sorry, she had the craziest text ever. There you go.
She just said, I miss you too.
No, something about some dude I went to paramedic school with.
Damn. Alright. Valan, would you kindly make a disable device check to attempt to pick the lock?
Would you like to try some mead that my sister got me?
Disable device. Where's that
I'll try
at?
to sit. Oh, it's quaint.
Disable device. There it is.
Nice. That'll do it. Alpha, roll a d10.
Yeah,
already did it.
Okay. It's I don't know. It's so hard. To,
Well,
you
yeah.
have
Yeah.
you have the style. It's just a lot easier.
You dream a dream where you're walking down the street and you're the only one in color. Everyone else is black and white. They're laughing. You're naked.
Baby dude.
Valen, how do you sneak into his office?
I sneak up behind him, and I pull the little dagger I have in my thing, and I put it to his throat behind him, and I say, still got a step ahead of you.
How do you react?
Am I asleep?
I need more.
Do I know who it is? So I'm awoken in my chair is what I'm imagining, right? To
Yeah.
just
I don't have a hood on or anything. You can see my face.
Say
I thought you were behind me. Like,
Okay.
you're probably shaken.
okay.
You know my voice though.
Well, it's been more than a decade.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, not recently, but like 7 years for you guys.
What am I sitting in? Like a chair like this, kind of like I'm imagining like a wooden like office chair kind of thing.
Yeah,
And then I
you're
said-
like past. You don't
And
even
then
have
and then I say to him, "Is Zarni finally caught up with you, boy?"
I'm gonna swing my feet up to my desk and lean my chair back and try to like and roll under his legs. Do you need like an
Yeah,
acrobatics
let's do
check?
acrobatics for that.
Or can I do?
What do I
Can I
roll
do
to-
escape?
You can do escape artist, yeah.
What do I roll to combat that?
It's versus your CMD, I think.
Well, CMB.
I think yours
Or
is
my
50.
dex?
No, CMB.
I feel like it reminds me of what Alpha used to
Well, you don't have to roll it. It's against the passive score.
Oh,
which is-
okay.
So yeah, you
So without missing a beat, I like hear him mention the Zarni, and I just kick my feet up on the desk and push it, and not even like push him away, like lay the chair back and slide under his legs, and immediately come up and just
Nice.
Set on my nightstand overnight.
I say, chill out. It's Valen. Fucking with you.
I'll say, Valen, and I'll turn him and like hold my dagger like even closer up to his throat, like maybe it even draws like a drop of blood. I haven't seen him in years, shapeshifter. Nice try.
Shapeshifter.
If you're really him, all of it off now.
I'm just gonna look him in his eye and say, Dahlia.
And I'll just kind of smile and like flip the blade up. I knew you were too embarrassed. And I'll reach in.
I just pull my pants down and show him my dick.
Nah.
And it's an absolute me hanger.
I back up from the hug I was going into. Alright, Jesus.
I'm not gonna act it out.
You remember it? From the brothel?
Like you're about to hug him and he
Yeah,
pulls his
he
pants
just
down.
like,
And he's
whips his cock out.
Well, he said I wouldn't do it. I fucking did it.
blueberry mead.
That's not bad.
Then I pull my pants up. I say, I'm in trouble. They're after me.
I'll immediately get
I'm
kind of
good,
serious,
I'm
and I'm assuming you kind of mentioned this place like rain on the cobblestone outside, like, you know, the lanterns, like very like old, you know, like what's the like RTS, like a
Yeah,
medieval
exactly.
kind of game, you know. So I'll kind of go and look, and I'm assuming there's like chariots going. You hear like the hooves on the
Yeah,
cobblestone.
there's like a lone buggy being pulled. It's like the middle of the night, so.
I'll open the door and kind of look out into the alley and like, and close the sign to closed. And, like close the door and close the curtains. Who's after you?
Those fucking skin face wooden fucking sniper motherfuckers.
The snipers from.
Yes.
Clover's Crown.
I'll kind of look into my
And
office.
killed my whole squad.
And I'll remember our encounter with them. And you'll see the mask I took up in a corner, almost as like a trophy that I kept up there, right next to the hand that we found, and the pillars, and just various other trophies and
Ooh,
things
you
I kept
still
from
got that?
It smells. It's like,
And
That's
I just
like-
kind of point
That's
to
like my almost my dad's hand.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
Bits and bobs, huh?
Keepsake.
but I'll just kind of point to the mask and say, them.
Yes, them.
What do they want with you? Where have you been? I haven't seen you in years. Who's after you? What? Why are you
I-
here?
Well, long story short, I went back to Keonan. I joined the Green Gold, or no,
As
the
Lantern bearers.
Lantern Bearers.
Golden City.
As I, let's say maybe he's describing them and says that like they gleam of gold or something. I'll just kind of like, as I'm listening to a story.
I joined the Lantern Bearers. Been fighting demons. Fucking sucked. Just lost my whole squad. Lost my best friend.
Where? Who's? You know, I don't have the best.
Down by Keonan. You're the only person I knew to go to.
Right, lower your voice. You're in my office. This is so. You can stay with me for the time being.
In
I'll
the
kinda
same
like-
bed?
I'll smack him as I go to reach for his coat, but I'll kind of look at his garb and like kind of take a look back. And does he have any like thing identifiable, like any badges or like a squadron or like a, you know?
Yeah, they have like a logo. It's a stylized like leaf. It's on fire.
I'll
were-
take it and immediately like rip it off. It's like sewn on and like maybe he has like a hat on, like imagine like a pseudo military kind of garb.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just
they're sort of like they have like woobies and ponchos.
yeah, okay.
That sort of thing.
We,
So-
Yeah.
we were out in the thicket. We were tracking someone. There was no town, there was no nothing. It was a setup, it seems like. They attacked my squad.
As he's doing this, I have my knife and I'm just like dismantling his clothes, like pulling all the badges off, like, you know, just trying to. And I'm gonna cast
Clean them up.
disguise
Nice.
when we're done. But
Alright.
They attacked my squad. They specifically said, kill everyone else and get Ermiel.
so you're being
So-
tracked, and you came here. Perfect.
Well, I was very stealthy when I came here, and I've been. It was a long way to get here, too. And I don't believe I was followed.
Don't believe you were followed. Come.
Well, you know we were trained by Petros.
I just imagine with the 8 disguise that you give him, clothes are like 4 sizes too small, so his like pants are too high. And
And I'm just like standing there, like letting him do it to me because
is it like a sailor boy outfit?
I'm
or
like
something?
ripping up his clothes, and I like accidentally cut the button off, and his pants just like flay open.
It's like a girl makeover scene from like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
but like,
white chicks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So I tell him the whole story, and I'm like distraught because like I have nowhere else to go, like kind of like a last resort type of thing. I haven't seen him in years, you know. Like I don't know what's gonna happen next type thing. Like I was in the Lantern Bearers for so long, like I can't go back to my squad. I don't know if like Keonan is compromised, and I can't go back there.
I'll just
So,
kind
I'm
of,
kind of just stuck with him right now.
I'll just stop him, and as I'm like, kind of like looking over, you know, my 8 disguises made me like. So, how long have you been being trailed?
They just ambushed us. They were looking for me. That's all I know. They were.
I'll take my arm and like kind of pull it over his other hand, and lift his sleeve up. Did you try it? And just kind of like reveal like the emblem.
I did. It didn't work.
Of course. And I'll like pull it back down and like.
So, a private eye.
Yes, a new name, new job. You can learn a lot about somebody when you're
When you
whoever
see
you
the
need-
cock.
when you're whoever you need to be. And I'll immediately kind of put my hands up and like and try to like immediately change my appearance.
Alright.
Like spin around with my
Let's
clothes.
see it.
Disguise again?
Yeah.
Oh come on.
I'm like amazed
I
by
that was gonna fail.
So I'm in like my private, like I have like a vest and a tie on, you know, like I look like a fucking attorney at law, and I just like take my vest and like, and kind of like throw it in his face. There's oh, and he pulls it off, and I'm just like in my cloak, like daggers lining my cloak,
Nice.
like all the trophies that were on the wall are now like hung on like the kind of the dusters, and as he looks like and like settles, and you kind of see all my potions and wands and daggers like just close up.
Cool trick.
Well, you can stay here as long as you need, but I can't promise you
Oh,
safe
we could
passage.
be like famous detectives together.
I didn't put your items
We
in
can-
by accident, I believe.
That's okay.
Whatever. Alright.
You have them listed there though? So
Not
if I
in
need
front of
to-
me. It's on my.
I think I remember it for the most part.
Well, I might have
I'm ready to
saved it.
start a new life with him
I might have saved it on Discord actually.
and start and be private detectives.
I was gonna
with
ask
him.
you,
New campaign.
Doom is
Yeah.
the spell I gained, right?
Yes.
Do you have a description of that whenever you say, or is everyone not gonna look at it?
Me and
Because I
Brommus
just
will
tried to look
continue
it up.
on
Well,
with
I
this
did,
one.
and it just
Click
made
it
me
in-
cast it. If you can do it on there.
Yeah, read it in the chat box.
Like in an
Cast it
instant.
again. It'll
Targets one creature, target becomes shaken. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
In an instant, I'm just ready to start a new life with him and like become a private eye with him.
Well, let's try to not get you killed.
What's your new name?
Whatever I want it to be.
What's the
And then
name on
again,
the door?
I'll prestidigitation
DM?
my
Alice-
like nameplate
Ali-
on my desk, and it'll
Alistair?
just flip and land with like another name.
It's just another way of saying it. It's like a funny play on Alafair.
Yeah.
Alphonse.
Alphonse.
Safair.
Alphonse Affair.
I'll put this
I'll be Valon's.
Creative.
on. Valon's Ruby or something.
Yep. Valon's Emerald.
So, have you seen the others?
Not since the train.
They have to be. Had to have done what we did, right?
Like training?
No. It,
I don't know if you did.
if it's meant to be, they'll be here. And I'll just kind of like pretend like I didn't say anything.
I take off my shirt because you gave me a shirt that was too small, and on my chest you see just Elven letters that are on the top right here. So it's just two Elven words right here that are in indigo ink, and there's indigo flower petals on my chest tattooed.
Dude, you just have like a frat guy last name chest tattoo, but in Elvish?
Yep.
Make a linguistics roll, Alafair.
I hope you hit this.
Yeah. That's enough. Would you care to explain?
So, the words on my chest say Dahlia and Zarel
Okay.
with the indigo ink with the petals around it.
I just Like-
All indigo.
Which one's
Yeah.
Zarel?
Zarel's the assassin
White
that they
Claw
sent to kill me.
assassin. Yeah.
So I've killed both of them.
Mhm.
So I have them both on my
Okay.
chest.
Yeah.
I'll kind of like read them both and look out the window. Well, you've got room for plenty more.
That I do. I could have added plenty more with what I've been doing, but I only put the big ones on the body.
The lady from the alleyway, where's she at? And I'll kind of look around his body.
Right here.
I meant the whoever the like, cause wasn't there her and like a
There was like
jockey?
a move
You?
or something.
Yeah.
You killed her.
Oh, that's right.
no, I remember.
Me.
No, I remember.
That's great. Yeah. Far from the innocent Valan you once knew.
So, where do you need to go? What's your next?
I don't really have a plan. I've got people chasing after me. I don't know if I can go back to Keonan with the elves. I'm just gonna have to lay low with you for a little while and see what my options are, and start a private eye with you.
I'm just gonna look around in my office. which is resemblant of my 500 square foot apartment in real life. Just look at him and like,
I'm taking off my boots. They're all muddy. I'm just like throwing them in like the side and getting your shit all dirty. Like
feet up on the
like
couch.
the carpet that you loved. I just threw on there. It's like Charlie Murphy when he was like saying, "Fuck your couch."
Yeah, I have no idea how long I'm gonna have to lay low.
Where were you headed?
Like I said, I was in the lanterns and we were just being soldiers. We weren't headed anywhere. We were
How do you
assigned
know
missions.
they're after you?
They specifically said to kill all the others and take me.
Them, and I kind of point to the
Yes,
mask again.
them. Same armors, same masks.
And no orc to jump over at him with a perfect somersault. And I'll kind of like look up in the air and like shake my head.
I miss him every day.
You know, what do you call them? And I'll kind of like, like I'm not allowed to say it.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't say that word because it's only reserved for our people.
Right.
I call him my Tusk brother.
Our people.
See, like, yeah.
Alright, as you guys are saying that, something very strange happens to the pair of you. As your forearms.
I'll like look at mine, and as I mentioned earlier, like grab his wrist, like,
The magic word.
and
It sort of
Tusk brother.
flashes red. No, it sort of vibrates in sequence a few times with like the Morse code for report or like come in.
where is our?
You know there's like one assigned agent in Rosenport. Like there's like one station. and
where
it's
where
like
at?
an outfit. It's like a
Is it like not like a? I'm not imagining like an office that's like labeled. It's like
No,
you
it's-
walk
it's-
through the back door of a bar, and
yeah, it's like
a,
it's a newspaper stand or something. You know what I mean? Like something innocuous.
like Harry Potter-ish, and it,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's not fancy. There's no office. It's like literally one guy who just like runs. the
Hands you a
company.
paper, and there's a note inside the paper or some shit. Okay, cool. I'll just look at my arm and look at Valen's and look at mine again,
Where's the nearest station?
and I'll kind of again like look out the windows. Like I keep pulling back the robe. I have like a hand lantern
Oh, yeah.
because I'm like looking out. And I'll just like think about it. Then I'll look at my outfit that I changed into, and I'll kind of like open up and count my knives. Like,
You're missing one.
and and I'll just be like, okay.
I take my knife out and I just stuff it in the one missing spot.
Follow me, stay low, and don't break my lead. And I'll just kind of open the door and like,
Make us a stealth check.
Bloodwood?
Just him. You can aid if you want.
Mm-hmm. So I roll 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even need to roll.
we are invisible.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I didn't see that you already.
You know it's probably, I don't know, 10, 15 blocks or something, but you make your way over there. Okay.
Do I notice anything on the way over there?
Make a perception check.
Can I aid that as well because I'm with him?
Make your own too.
I'm imagining we're walking like side by side, and I'm just kind of like with my cloak over my head and just saying,
That'll do.
Oh yeah, I think that'll
keep your
do.
eyes open. Oh,
I'm just
Alafair
imagining-
got a little tune-up, by the way, guys, on the perception side of things. So
Finally.
yeah, I know.
Valan too, as it so happens. Yeah, now he's just like, he's very much like Jason Bourne type figure, even though he's still an idiot. And he's just like, you know, perfectly like looking at windows and mirrors and off the reflection of puddles and street lights, like he's like peeping around him. But you guys, you see people going about their business. It's very early still, you know, after midnight, but city workers doing city things. That's about it.
And we make it to the stand.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of walk up to the stand and say, "The Riverwood Daily," and I'll kind of like prop up my arm as I pull my sleeve up and sit on the newsstand.
There's a very nondescript man in like a trench coat and a little bowler hat will look at you soundlessly, and he'll look at the tattoo, and he'll turn and look at Valan, and not
And I
say.
pull at my wrist and I'm just scratching it.
I'll say
Okay.
a copy for him too.
He'll just reach behind him and he'll just grab 2 papers and hand you each the following. It's the one form I forgot to print out.
Oh no.
Inside each of the papers is a train ticket.
I start tearing up.
I like grab Valan and put my hand on his shoulder, and in probably the first time ever, I'm like,
I hug him.
Damn.
yeah.
The man soundlessly turns away and then closes the door. Just leaves.
And another fucking train.
Well,
We'll hop over to Canterwall. Into an office. Bills piled up. Angry red capital letters that say past due and final notice. Widegrowl awakens with a start. His father gently knocking on the door. Son, these men are here to see you. And 2 serious-looking men in suits with badges like on their lapels walk in behind him. He goes, "I'll give you some privacy," and steps out. Once Sebastian leaves the room, the senior of the pair reaches into his coat quickly and pulls out a sealed telegram. John, close your eyes.
If this isn't a warrant, you can get the fuck out of my house.
There's also a train ticket in the envelope. We cut across the Chastel. I should keep that out.
right?
The woods are silent, other than the chittering of birds. Camouflaged in mud, debris, and feces. Promise you painstakingly draw back the string on your longbow. Quietly, agonizingly, as you draw a bead. Crouched above your last flay-leaf plant, a chunky squirrel with half its tail fur missing reaches for a bud, carefully looking around before it does. Just as you're about to let fly, arrow goes flying wide. Squirrel bolts with the last nug. You're pacing, agitated, talking to Darakb, talking to yourself, to no one in particular, muttering. Rant and rave. Come on.
Ah, you motherfucking little squirrel, that took the last of my flayleaf. Son of a bitch. Where were you, Darakb? Oh, we got nothing left now. Yeah, pretty bird, pretty bird.
Alright. So as you're ranting and raving, Go ahead and roll perception for me. I imagine this goes on for some time. In the midst of your rant, you hear someone trying to sneak up, not quite stealthily enough. You're sort of walking around, flitting through the bushes of this little hovel that you live in, and at the last possible second, you reach out and you pull Alice, the 8-year-old daughter of Remus and Taro, out from the bushes, who kind of giggles. Let me give you a picture of what she looks like. She says, "Who are you talking to, Uncle Brom?"
Oh, the trees, the animals, the bushes, flowers.
Ain't no tree here that grows 2 lifelines.
Why are you covered in poo?
Oh, this. You don't want to let them know you're coming.
That seems counterintuitive. Anyway, there's some people here looking for you.
Who? What do they look like?
I don't know. 2 guys, city slickers. They're at the front gate.
Guys?
They look boring.
Humans?
Yeah, who knows?
They say anything else?
I didn't say much of anything.
Where's your mom and pa?
Handling it
They're there with them.
in a manner.
Sent you to come get me.
Yep.
I take a deep breath. And I start casually walking away. I said, I'll be there in a little bit. And I go take a swim, swim in the water and wash myself off. I think I'm going to prison or something like that. I think this is my last walk, so I don't want to walk in there covered in shit.
God damn it.
So I bring all my things covered in all my everything.
You got your prison whites on?
Fully kitted up. Yeah, thinking I'm going in. I got 4 pairs of underwear on.
Give Dramatis a good pet.
4 pairs of underwear, 4 pairs of socks. I'm ready to go.
Just keistered your pipe. Alright, so as you approach the front gate, you see 2 men in dark and sober suits. They're both stone-faced as they're waiting. As you get close, from the flanks, out of the shadows, Remus and Taro rock up, bows drawn, pointing at the 2 men who are just slowly looking at you. And Taro says, "We all good, Brommus?"
I don't know. Who are they?
One of the agents, one of the men slowly reaches in and pulls out one of the bureau badges, minted in silver. This isn't some junior guy.
I have Darakb go up to it and grab it to check it, see if it'll bend, see how soft it is, make sure.
Go handle animal.
Pecking at it.
Yeah, he's make it people he's in the cartoons bend the gold coin. Darakb's checking it.
Does he
But
have
that
he has a
was- I see
silver
something
he has a
funny
silver
on
beak
it.
too. He's tapping at it. Make sure it doesn't
yeah.
scratch.
23, baby.
So he just lands right on the guy's arm, and he's just looking at his talons the entire time. Just puts it back in his hand and flies back to you.
Lower your weapons.
They hand you an envelope. Roll D100 before I give this to you. 50 and above, you're too stoned to read.
Did it roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look at it and your head swings. Numbers like the letters come off the page. After a few moments, Alice just kind of like pops up from between your legs. She goes, "Give me that," and yanks it. And she'll go ahead and just read it out loud. She like reiterates what it says to you, and a small train ticket falls out when you open the letter.
Her reading it with like no emotion, but just like straight up, just like reading it.
Like a little kid.
Like
trying
a
to read
little
something.
kid, yeah, just like
Stumbling.
stumbling over it, but like I understand what she's
There's
saying.
like a gap in her front teeth. She can't say the deviant's last name right. She's like, "Anderson."
I'm holding my great axe over my shoulder, and I just like it just like slams the ground. And you just like hear the clink of steel as I like put my hand over my head.
Damn, Brommus is down bad right now.
And he's on bud.
Struggle.
Flavor.
Well,
And Flayleaf is federally illegal in Still now.
Oh.
well, it's back to the train.
Indeed. Speaking of which, we'll pick back up in the train cabin outside of Ravengro. It's dark and overcast, a slight chill marring the air. The train rolls to a stop past a bank of trees whose last few leaves stubbornly cling to dying branches. In the distance, an almost imperceptible shadow, the squat and dying ruins of Harrowstone Prison loom over the silhouette of the quiet town. Amidst the familiar worn upholstery, dank faded carpets, and lacquered wood paneling of the train cabin, Alafair wakes up while Valan's standing on, one leg, hand over sword, like on watch, kind of like peering out the cabin door.
I'll wake up and I'll kind of go up to Valan and I'll like nudge him and be like to the bed, and I'll take 2 daggers out, and kind of like I just got woken up on the fire department. I sat down in the ambulance, they're kind of ready to call. I'm like, oh, okay, wake up.
When he like nudges me to the bed, I go, I just met you.
I imagine that the train is like rolling to a stop. I wasn't clear on that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I say, I just
I
met
thought
you,
it was
buy me a
taking
drink
watch.
first.
Or I'll still do it. Like I don't
Sleep
even
like,
know. I don't even know where we're at. I'm like so tired. I'm like
Still
like,
dreaming.
I got watch.
Okay. You guys get out?
Yeah, I'm assuming like I do that, and you hear like the the steel on steel, like a train
Yeah.
stopping,
I get out.
and then the so like the steam breaks, and I'm like, oh shit, like we're here. So I'll kind of look around and still, like not even say anything, but just nudge him and like slide open the door, kind of the same way, and like look around.
Cabin is completely empty other than the pair of you.
All right, go to exit the train.
Alright. As you do, you see a small crowd trickling out of some of the other cars. Something immediately catches your eye. It's green, 6'8", 3 or 4 cars ahead of you. Kit bag slung over one shoulder, long sword on the other.
I won't even say anything. I'll just and start immediately running.
I run right behind him as soon as I realize who it is.
Would
And I'm
the 3 of
screaming.
you roll perception? Say what you're gonna say.
No, I'm not gonna do it actually. I forgot I was in the middle of the city.
I was just gonna say I was doing that for flavor because as I do that I realize like whoa, yeah. But dude, God
Like I start like, and then I just like keep running. And I yell, Widegrowl!
I turn around and I go, Tusk brother! Like, obviously very
and he
loud.
like catches me in his arms. Like, I'm like,
Everyone's
"Chuck."
very
There's
confused.
like a bunch of old babushkas and they're like, what?
I just like run and like jump and like hug him over his shoulders.
Nice.
I just like pound on his chest because big one like yay, kind of like football players before a game,
Alright, Valan and Widegrowl roll perception too.
Jesus, Jared.
+9
He's
perception.
been in Vietnam for 8 years.
Didn't you go to college too?
Not really, because I ended up just getting trained by that.
Went
Petros told me that
to rope college.
Yeah.
Oh, weren't you supposed to go to college though?
He went to
it
school.
was all like a facade, basically.
Oh.
Like I wasn't really going to school. I was going there to get trained by
You go to
Petros.
guerrilla warfare school.
And,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
somebody was out. Basically, people were after your family too, right?
Yeah, people were after my family, and then after a while, like once I was trained, he sent me back to Keonan, and then that's when they tried to get me, and I joined the Lanterns.
Which is normally a for life kind of thing.
Okay.
Like you go till you die. It's like a death squad.
By the way, I purposely told him about the Lanterns, not about the other thing.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Good call.
Yeah.
All right, so Valan and Widegrowl, you guys see the very last cabin. There's no cargo container on this train. This grumbling, angsty, tiny figure struggling to get this like series of trunks and suitcases through the door. On top of which, Darakb is like in a cage, and he's just like it's too wide, but he can't like no matter which way he turns, he's just motherfucker, son of a bitch.
I see him, and I pretty bird, and it's like slow motion, like love scene running towards
I'm
Darakb.
gonna walk up behind him and just pick up his trunk with one hand.
I'm gonna kind of realize how odd it is that we are all randomly intersecting in one place, and kind of immediately after like seeing him like see Greenlung and initially be excited and be like shit and kind of look around, yeah, and like almost like tuck my hands into my coat, and can I roll perception again?
Sure. There's a lot of chaos going on around you.
I'll just be on my guard. Like I won't follow him. I would like to at least. I mean, I don't notice anything because of the perception roll, but I can still act. So, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I can keep roll, like whatever. But yeah, I'll be very like, wait a minute, this isn't right.
First time you guys have seen each other in 12 years.
So I'm standing there with Darakb in a cage. You said.
Yeah. I imagine you're just like, come on, go left.
Yeah,
And he's
I'm,
just like,
I'm there, but I have my hood over me, and I'm like kind of like more covered than I typically am. I used to like not have my hood covered and be a lot more open, but I'm like a little bit more like closed off and reserved than I used to be. And like, come on, get out of there, come on, Darakb.
I give you a giant hug, and I pick you up off the ground.
Whoa! And as I look around, and I see it's you, I say, "Oh, dainty little elf, how you doing?"
I'm not so dainty anymore, my friend.
I know I was kidding as you picked me up off the ground.
you're cocked now.
I could feel it pressed against my back. Let me down.
You know what they call me at the brothel, right? Warhammer.
Yeah, I can't even get with the girls after you.
Well, your girls all have beards.
Throwing a sausage down the hallway.
As he puts me down, I just put my hand on his shoulder, look over at Widegrowl and put my hand on his shoulder. I said, "It's nice to see some friendly faces."
You can see that the years haven't been kind to me. Like I'm disheveled. I'm not like the pretty little.
Shell shocked.
I'm not like the pretty little noble boy that you met before. Like I'm like war hardened. You know.
I look at Brommus. I see he's like struggling, so I hand him a pipe filled with some fay leaf.
Damn.
And my eyes look shocked because I don't have any left.
It looks like he's been a while without it.
I immediately cast Spark and like I like hit it with my mouth and
It's
then like I hit it with my I like hit it with my nose. Like I'm like trying to like inhale it in my nose.
I'm
Everything I
standing
can.
around them.
I'm
like,
zero-
so
I'm
Yeah,
zero
you're
on
like
it.
screaming it. You're like,
Zeroing and I'm shotgunning Darakb.
Shotgun into Darakb.
Yeah, I want to make sure none goes to waste.
Alright, who's gonna put 2 and 2 together here?
I'm going to
So
I'm gonna approach as they're like all gleefully like reuniting and kind of like separate and put myself in view, and then so you guys see me for the first time in 6 years.
Well, 6 for
Er,
him.
si-
12 for
12,
those
yeah.
2,
Your reaction is
Oh, this cocksucker.
yeah.
Stay out of my fucking mind, you Mesmerist.
I'll look at him and say, it's an easy one to get into. And I'll like, you know, and then I'll look at Widegrowl and say, but not as easy as his. I don't have and then,
I got a question. Aren't elves immune to the mesmer stuff?
If you're immune to sleep, you're resistant to the mesmer stuff.
Gotcha.
Which is now correctly on your sheet.
Gotcha.
Situational.
I read that the other day, and I wanted to ask you
I
about
forgot. I thought it was sleep only, like old D&D, but it's both mind altering and or mind affecting. They call it whatever.
it. Can't get in my shit anymore.
I'll as I'm kind of like, you know, got them both dapped up. Just gonna be like,
Should we pause?
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, I can plug in.
Yeah, I could
You guys
go to
wanna
the
be
bathroom
Jackson?
too.
I rented it out till 11.
Damn, we're in.
I had to pay an extra $2.
It's like the UFC, the fight's going later.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, where did we leave off at?
Yeah, it's
So yes, we're putting the pieces together while you're.
Okay.
And we're all standing together.
Coincidentally arrived in Ravengro at the same time.
So we're all here for the same reason, I suppose. And I just kind of look at them like deep in their eyes, right?
Are we recording, Ron?
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose Petros is not with us anymore.
I start tearing up again, hearing his name.
I put my hand on. I'm standing next to Widegrowl and Alafair, and Valan's standing across from me, and he comes between Widegrowl and him, and like we kind of like group hug, but he's like, but he brought us together. We have each other because of him.
Quack.
And like as I say that, and I take my arm off of him, and I look at my tattoo to like see if anything's happening.
No,
Nothing.
it's just present for the first time, you know, since it started going off, but it's not.
It's just like showing as like a tattoo, but
it's
not
just-
like lighting up.
Yeah, there's no lights, there's no vibrations or any. I imagine it's like a Harry Potter kind of tattoo, like the Dark Death Eater tattoo thing, where you
Yeah.
like move and shift and such, and it's just like the state emblem, basically.
I'll never be able to jerk off again without thinking about it.
Well,
That fucker, 15 days.
And now we're back on a train together.
Well, you're off now.
Oh, we've already arrived where we're
Yeah, you're
going.
there.
Oh, okay.
You guys didn't realize you were like.
I didn't know that. I thought we were all meeting there and then get back on the train. Sorry.
All right, so Widegrowl, you know that there's like a cemetery in town. It's like a somewhat. You've been there before. You know what I mean? Maybe a mile or two down the road. Pretty sure that's where you're supposed to be. So.
All right. Should we go find a place to have a drink and catch up for a little bit? Do we have time?
Probably not. You know, it's like it's like a Monday morning. It's like relatively a little bit before noon, maybe 11 or so, and the funeral's supposed to start like 12:30, 1, something like that. So time you get where you need to go, pretty much gonna be like right there.
All right. If you guys want to follow me, I think I know the way.
It's like it's its own like block. It's called the Restlands.
All right. So
I hold his hand and walk with him.
I reach with my other hand looking for someone else, seeing who will grab my other hands.
I look and just
Roll
it's
off. Let's get a D20. Each of you.
Oops. Oh. Is that a roll?
Oh.
Yeah.
Promise you go for it at the last second. Alafair just like runs up. Slots in.
So we're kind of walking towards the funeral.
As he bumps into me, I move over to the side and like they're walking in a line and I'm walking off to them, but like kind of like by myself with like my cowl.
I say, Brommus, and I put my other hand out so he can grab my other hand, so we can all walk in a line, hand in hand.
I step up and grab his hand.
Nice. Touching. Beautiful. As you guys make your way there, like a cold rain starts to fall.
As it's raining and we're walking, we're just kind of like stepping. I'll say, so when's the last time any of you saw him? And I'll kind of like side-eye look at Widegrowl.
And I say, when we tag teamed your mother.
So it's been a while then. Hopefully he didn't catch what the vampire gave him.
I think I did.
And I'll look at Brommus and say, you've seen him since before?
It's been, how long has it been? 12 years?
Yeah.
It's been 9 years.
And then I'll look at Widegrowl and say, you, and kind of...
It's been about 12 years?
Well, it's about
Since
it's like 9 for you too.
Oh, 9 since that one with the
Since the desert.
yeah, okay.
It's been 9 for me as well.
Although it's been 9 years, it doesn't mean I don't have many memories of Petros. Some good, some not so good.
He birthed us, Alafair. He turned us into what we are today.
He vomited food back into our mouths like a bird.
15 days.
Like a bird of prey.
Alright. Can I sense motive on anyone?
Who in particular?
Brommus?
Sure. What are you?
Just to see if that's the last time he saw him.
Okay.
Where's that from?
Oh.
North South Carolina?
Was that a
cool.
sense motive?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Okay.
from
Nat
another
20.
country.
Nat 20.
From where?
I thought it was
Oh,
from
yeah.
like another country or something.
No,
He's
my
being
sister
genuine,
went
but
to
he's
South
very, very
Carolina,
broken up about it.
and they went to like
This
Southeast
is
Asia.
clearly weighing on him
Can I
a
hit
number
that?
of different ways. Like
Can I hit
he's
that?
sad, but also
Thank you, sir.
angry, angsty.
I'll look at Valan and do the same.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll a d20.
Well, you don't get the bonus.
Oh, do I have a bonus on that?
You get the base. Almost like for Brommus, it's a contentious thing. Like, Dan, but also, you rat bastard.
I can't load my sheet. It's freaking out.
I'll do
But
that.
yeah, thanks.
Surprised they haven't come over here more.
Scout's been chilling over here by John.
Oh, is he?
I think so. It was a little bit ago.
Which one was Scout?
The white one.
Team,
The white
Valen roll
three
diplomacy.
White and orange one. Sausage.
Why does Valan have to roll?
Well, it has to oppose something. As far as you can tell, he's being
Get your
genuine
cheeks
too.
clapped, buddy.
That tracks with the timeline and everything he's told you about how he wound up where he was prior to breaking into the office. So
Okay. Alright.
I assume Petros called upon you all for missions as well.
Yes, I did a mission in Galt with him.
I don't need to know more. I just assume that we all were a part of more than just the mission that we were on.
No, just the training. That was.
Oh, let's sense motive on this guy.
roll bluff, Alfred, or you want me to do it for you?
I got it.
I cast guidance on
On Valen?
Valen as well. And as Jared's doing this, we like both like look at each other like kind of like thinking he's thinking like No missions, none. He didn't call upon you for anything.
I'll look at Widegrowl and say, ask him.
Yes, brother.
We did do a mission.
To where? Why is it so secretive? Can we hear about it?
What
I wasn't interested
have you
until you guys were being so secret.
have you thought of us at all? Has there been any until now delinquencies or interactions? Have you been abducted? Question.
Anyone come to find you guys?
Well, you know who tried to come to find me?
Right, recently, but in the past.
Well, depends on what you mean by abducted. I had a particular mission I was on.
I'll take the exact scene from my memories. I can remember it from me and Widegrowl being interrogated and whisper it into both of their minds, like show them the memory of like what happened to us, and as I can recall it. So I imagine like at first they just kind of like, and it's just like them like, I don't really see anything, and then all of a sudden, as if they're behind a veil, like, and they're tied to a chair, and just go through and like they feel every whip, every burn, like every fingernail peeled back, like whatever happened.
Every time it happened, they healed you too, so
Oh, cool.
they could just keep it going.
Oh,
Days
yeah,
at a
yeah.
time, yeah, you're like, oh god, not
So wait,
again.
what happened?
So essentially, he and Widegrowl were both like abducted and questioned a lot around the same time that all you guys like lost access to the tattoo. Mostly about Petros, but also about you guys. And there's like 2 other chairs in the room, but they were always empty. They were like, couldn't find you, but they kept asking over and over again, like, has there been any contact? Have you found them?
I guess they kind
You
of
might.
at the end of
As
the,
I pull up the sleeve of your
So
shirt.
when I came to see you, you didn't mention this to me. After someone came for me.
Well, there was a private citizen. There's a provision at the end where they're like, yeah, so don't associate. If we catch you, we'll kill all 4 of you, essentially. Until you got the new order to meet up, pretty much.
and then I'll just say like, we wanted to tell you, we wanted to reach out, but
So
there's no way, and I'm kind of like, you know.
So like as like you guys are saying that, I'm like pulling up Widegrow's sleeves and like seeing the burns and like whiplashes on him and like pulling up his shirt. I was like, I didn't know. And now I'm even more downtrodden.
I'm still confused because we didn't. I mean, like full disclosure, we didn't get like a, you know, it's like we don't. I don't know.
That's why I want to see that guy's warrant before
Yeah.
that guy just
You're
walked
like,
in.
you just
I
walked
was
in
like-
here, you're like,
Oh, here we go again.
I hope you would flinch when he like reached into his jacket and you'd like knock him out or something, but
Alright, that's alright.
I was just pissing my dad for letting him in.
Well, we have our memories.
curious.
Let's go see our
Old friend one
old
last
friend
time.
one last time.
Okay. You guys like finally arrived. This is the Rushlands. I apologize for the map. I didn't save on this computer. It's a work one, so I had to improvise real quick. The whole thing is a cemetery on each side of the streets. There's graves, mausoleums, tombstones, etc., all that stuff. The street marked D, you guys are coming from this bottom left corner. It's not really pinging, but the bottom left. It's not doing that. Anyway. And you can see there's like a small crowd. As you arrive, Valan, you recognize Petros' daughter, Kendra. She's wearing like a black and gray mourning dress, like a widow's veil kind of thing, and a little black and gray umbrella sitting at the head of the crowd. As you approach, she sort of stiffens and kind of extends a hand in greeting.
Kendra, I'm so sorry for your loss. He was a great man. He taught me everything I know.
Master Ermiel, it's been far too long. I wish we were having this meeting under better circumstances. Thank you. And you four, say to the three of you in Drogba. You must be Widegrowl, Alafair, Brommus, and you must be Drogba. You know, she'll like stoop down and kind of like play with his beak a little bit.
As she says my real name, I'm like,
I rush to the front. I'm like, hey, I don't think we've met. My name is Widegrowl.
I am Kendra Lorrimor. And she'll kind of like do the aristocratic dainty, like hold her hand out thing.
I kiss her hand for too long.
On her ring finger, you notice an abnormally large rock.
Don't matter to me.
So like a fresh engagement ring.
Guy we were talking about before.
Fresh at least.
You're channeling your inner RS.
I'll see her ring as she like kind of puts her hand out and like almost like be gazing at it like upset. Like you can just tell like visibly like distraught kind of.
Just lost her dad.
It's trying to bite.
Sleight of hand.
That's good roleplay, Blake. I know no one else saw it before, but
Yeah.
that was good. Okay. But she'll say, "Oh my, Father used to tell such stories of all of you when I was little, but thank you for coming. Truly. In spite of everything, I know it would have meant the world to him.
Well, you meant the world to me, Kendra.
I know.
And I would start crying, like tears started rolling down my face.
She'll take a step back, and a heavy-set man in a sort of two-piece suit will approach. A little bit pompous, but well-meaning nonetheless. Sirs, I am Councilman Vashian Hearthmount. Mr. Yaga, a pleasure as always. We've met before. Your capacity as mayor, basically, of your town. This is Councilman Garen Murikar. Point to a sort of refined gentleman in his 50s with very prominent wispy mutton chop sideburns. He'll nod to all of you. From the side, a very colorful man will approach with a thick Varisian accent, a wide smile, and a thick mustache, and say, I am Zokar Ellerin. This is my boy, Beverin. Come here, don't be shy, introduce yourself, huh? He'll extend a hand and kind of meet everybody. And say, and this is Jominda Fallenbridge. She's our apothecary, wonderful woman, good friend of Professor Lorrimor.
I walk up to Beverin and I do like the hidden coin trick behind his ear
Nice.
and pull it out and give him the coin.
Make a perception check. Roll. You see him rolling his coin purse, or your coin purse, across his knuckles. And so you were like reaching over, and he was like,
Trying to grab my
Yeah.
fingers. So you little fucker.
all in the game. Says, not to put a clock on things, but there's a bit of a tradition here in Ravengro. Kendra will lead the funeral procession down the Dreamwake. That's the street we're on now, marked D on your map. We'll need a number of volunteers to act as pallbearers.
Done.
Look straight at Widegrowl immediately. He'll look at the three of you,
Done.
and he'll look at Brommus and kind of, you're a little short, so he'll say,
I'll lead. I'll walk in front.
perhaps you could join me in the honor guard. It's a sacred duty,
Aye.
of course. Aye. We'll reach the Eversleep. conveniently marked E on your maps. And continue marching towards the X, which is the gravesite. Anybody who wants, go ahead and roll religion for me. Alafair, you get +2. Interesting. Okay, so Valan and Widegrowl.
Okay.
I'll wait till Brommus goes. So Valan and Widegrowl, both of you get the sense that this is a fusion of two different religions or two different faiths. The Dreamwake obviously represents Desna and the Desna religion, and the Eversleep is the Pharasman religion, which is sort of like the main church in Ustalav. By extension, it's a sort of fusion of culture. It's like the gypsy rogue Varisian culture meets the Ustalavic high Varisian. Alright. Gentlemen, would you follow me to the garage, please?
Oh, good.
One more.
In our mind's eye, you guys are still carrying the coffin, obviously, in the procession.
Okay.
As you reach the juncture of the intersection between the Dreamwake and the Eversleep, you guys see this crowd of about a dozen guys that are sort of blocking off access to the main road.
That can't be good.
Oi, that's far enough. We've been talking. I mean, I want Lorrimor buried in the Restless. You can take him upriver and bury him there if you want. But he ain't going in the ground here. What are you talking about? I arranged it with Father Grimborough. He's waiting for us. The graves are... You don't get it, woman. We won't have a necromancer buried in the same place as our king. I suggest you move out while you can. Folks are pretty upset about this right now. Necromancy? Are you really that ignorant?
I'll immediately step up and say he's going in the ground here, and you can go next to him if you don't clear the way. This man deserves every honor he's being bestowed upon right now.
Roll intimidate.
I'll assist. I'll light up the shocking grasp. To double roll it.
Where's the coffin? Am I just hoisting this over my shoulder?
You're good. You three are still holding it.
Okay.
I might have to refresh. I didn't see that if it just went off.
It's a 7.
Roll it a second time for my assist. Or
I don't have
someone else
a.
can roll.
It's not showing you either. For me.
Oh, I think it's me. It says my connection has been interrupted, but it was a 7. Unless it doesn't count because it's not in the shell button.
Roll twice.
You want to roll for me?
Yeah, you want me to offer?
Yeah.
Alright, so
I have a backup too if that doesn't work. Actually, I kind of hope it doesn't work, to be honest. Ooh. I imagine I'm like, my hand's like in my cloak, like as I say it. Like I'm like,
okay. Alright. Go ahead and they take a step back, but clearly hesitant. They weren't expecting any resistance. Roll diplomacy, Alafair. Anybody who wants to aid can as well.
With diplomacy or intimidate?
With diplomacy.
I don't think you'll.
Let's see his roll first.
Did it just pause? It made a little noise that it rolled.
I
Good
saw
roll.
an 8 for you.
Yeah.
See my 15?
I can,
I did.
It popped my
Just make sure it's working.
How do you disperse the mob, Brommus?
So get out of the way. This man should be respected, given everything every other man on this earth is given. No necromancer. A mage, maybe.
Some kind of spider thing. I don't know. He can run up walls.
As I walk up with like my great axe over my shoulder, as I'm saying it.
Nice. And they'll disperse and like kind of take a step back. The wind deflated out of them. All right. Just don't. You know, he's new here. Maybe he brought the curse or something. I'm sorry. And they just kind of like follow the leader and head down the Eversleep to the west. So they go left.
As they're walking away, I say, and if any of you ever defile his body once it's in the ground, I will cut you up and feed you to the dogs.
I'll go ahead and roll divinate for you.
You all three, they see your dogs. Come on.
Ooh. I rolled 14. Well, yeah. A couple of them are clearly shaking. Run away. So you guys continue the procession. Continue the procession down the Eversleep and arrive at the gravesite marked with the X. Standing there are 5 figures, 2 of whom are familiar to the party. Under a large parasol held by a nondescript man in a somber dark suit, you see Lady Sophia Ordranti, wife of Horace Ordranti, the Grand Admiral or the Lord of Admirals, which you guys saved on the train. A few feet away stands Devian, who... Go ahead and roll perception. Let's see what you see.
Roll for me, Trace.
Yes. I feel like I don't have to. Your perception is so stupid high.
Yeah, same with me, dude. It's like, why? Oh, 16. Hey,
14. Check that. Alright. Standing next to Devian is another sort of nondescript man in a sober dark suit as well. Like the man holding the umbrella, the 3 of them show subtle signs of armor woven into the suits. The 2 sort of obvious bodyguards or, Secret Service-esque guys carrying a pretty pristine-looking longsword in a sheath on their hip. And like a Devian, the rain appears to just bounce off this halo of force around their heads and run off the rest of their body like Rain X. Next to
do not pick.
next to them, you see a priest, probably the Father Grimsborough that Kendra mentioned earlier, and there's a grave digger nearby, sort of standing with him. So he's just kind of holding his hand in front of him. Make knowledge level.
I'm useful.
I got you, dude.
I'm not useful.
All right. Widegrowl, at least since your incident with the 2 of you, in the aftermath of that whole thing, he stepped up and took charge of the Bureau after the guy who was in charge at that time disappeared, for lack of a better explanation. You guys roll sense motive too while we're at it. else is on there? Do I? Yeah, 12. Okay. Alright, so Widegrowl and Alafair. Even though he's leaning kind of gently on a cane as he's standing there in the rain, you two size him up, and you get the sense he's still just as lethal and just as sharp as he was when you guys first met. Maybe even more so. At your approach, he'll walk over and sort of greet the procession, starting with Kendra. Kendra, my dear, I'm so sorry for your loss. Uncle. He'll kind of come over to you guys, shake each of your hands. Where's my bag? As he does, he palms something into your hand. And moves on without saying a word. For you. Kind of figured we'd have the coffin in here, but I don't feel like going to get it. So, just imagine later on. It'll make sense.
I know what's going on.
Yeah, save it boy, you would. Alright. Okay, so as he sort of makes his way down the line, goes to talk to the counselors and such, Lady Sophia will approach and curtsy. She'll walk up to Kendra first. Kendra, dear, I'm so sorry for your loss. And that Horace couldn't be here because of, the blackout. Also, he's not in the country at the moment. He's on maneuvers with the new fleet. It's good to see all of you. Thank you for saving my life once again. He still talks about you at every opportunity, every party. You're quite the talk in Caliphus.
See, Lady Sophia, as beautiful as ever, and I kiss her on the mouth.
It's still a twin.
Twin.
They're probably gonna cut your hands off. Just kidding. She'll laugh. Still very much in love with Fat Horace. Varisian Tony Soprano. And then there's the final kind of member of the crowd who is a pretty but older Varisian woman in formal attire, but not mourning attire. She's in like high regalia, but not like she knew Petros or anything. Sort of there out of duty. And she'll greet Kendra. I'm so sorry for your loss. And Kendra will turn to you guys and she'll say, "This is Councilwoman Chandra Fairvan. Thank you for coming." The priest will sort of step up and he'll start a short sermon. So, very well. As we commend the lost to the Lady of Graves and send him to the boneyard to rest for all eternity. So on, so on, so on, so on. Eventually he concludes, and at first the women will step up and they'll place a white lily on the coffin, starting with Kendra one at a time. Then the councilmen will step up and each of them will reach down and grab a handful of earth and place it on top of the coffin. Then Zokar, Peverin. After they go, a deviant steps up and without saying anything, without ceremony, slaps his palm down and leaves 2 pins embedded in the top side of the casket. And he'll step up and move on, whoever's behind him.
No, follow and kind of like, and then stand it up as I'm like rubbing it and nail or insignia into the coffin. As I do it to Jared's table.
Yeah.
follow up behind him. Set it. Almost leave like a little fist print in the coffin around the nail, the insignia.
Gary, you go next.
I go and follow up and do the same exact thing. And then I say I prepared a musical number.
Alright.
Okay.
And then in full Andre Bocelli fashion. Vino se vino
I like
a 5-minute rendition of Andre Bocelli song.
Me and Alafair are just patting his back, trying to get him to go along,
good,
move, but he just keeps going hard.
Good.
I'm sure super into it.
Instead of like thinking like that he's gotten praise, it's like actually egging him on. It's like, oh okay, like I'm crushing it. Yeah. Keeps going.
I'm wailing, crying out loud. Dude, just wailing, crying, tears running down my face.
It's like the song you sung at the Catalina wine.
Yeah.
It's just like so beautiful. Just and as I walk up, I put 15 white roses around the coffin, and then lay 9 stones along the feet of the coffin, and slam my nail in.
Can I notice how meticulously he's doing that?
Yes. Go ahead, roll perception. All you guys, anyway. I'll do it for Jared real quick.
I know it's at least a 9.
It's gotta be. Yeah, a little 15er.
Kinda low for you.
Some high rolls.
Yes, sir.
There.
Okay, so you guys all see Brommus's little ritual of sorts. You also see that at the head of this line of pins that you guys put down, obviously the pins are the badge of the Bureau of Special Affairs, the Royal Accusers, whatever you want to call them. But in front of that line, there's another pin, smaller, of a golden winged scarab.
Do I need to roll to recognize that as something from the train?
No, you know what that is.
Yeah.
100%. Anyone who wants to can roll Arcana, though.
Roll it for me.
Or local. What do you want to do, Arcana?
Arcana.
It's a pretty high DC. Okay, well, Jared, you rolled a 25. John rolled a nat 20. Unfortunately, 25 is not high enough, but John's automatically succeeds.
Oh, don't even tell me that.
Widegrowl, you recognize this as one of the symbols of the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye, which is like an Illuminati-esque secret society that kind of works from behind the shadows in Ustalav.
Okay. Can I look around to see if I can see who? Do I know who put
you
it
know
there?
the deviant put it down first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do I notice that Widegrowl is like?
Yeah, I'd say on to 16.
I just will kind of like look at him, like across the coffin.
I give him a look like I'll tell you later.
I know. That's all you like.
Oh, you
how
know?
do you react to what Brommus did?
Can I mean, is there any knowledge I can roll of it? Like, am I? Because I'm the only one that's like inquisiting about it, right? At the moment. Like sense motive, maybe.
Make a local roll.
Local.
Wait, is there a relation between that pin and what Brommus did?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of separate. This is more what he did with the flowers and the rocks. I would assume when you absconded from the Bureau, when you were let go of everyone else, you misplaced some files when you left, but nothing that rings any bells. Nothing you would have heard of. seems commemorative, but that's all you got.
Can I ask him?
Probably when the funeral's done, yeah.
Can I message him?
You can. Message works a little differently than we thought it did. It's not telekinetic, or telepathic rather. It's you're whispering, but it's like really hard, really difficult for anyone to pick up on, even if they're right next to you. So you can still do it, but it's not like in your head.
So I'm assuming we like kind of do the pins and we all like line up next to each other and we have like our hands in almost like two guys talking at the wedding altar, you know, be like, what was that about?
What was what?
I'll just look at him, like completely break character at the line and just like,
Paying my respects. Someone who honored us.
15 roses and 9 stones.
Yes, to commemorate the missions.
Okay.
As you guys are like doing your little ventriloquist act, Ademian will walk over, like he'll sort of like walk out of formation and turn towards Kendra, and he'll present her with the flag of Ustalev and slowly salute after she takes it. Kendra, your father has done more for the people of this nation than anyone will ever know. Due to events related to state security, you understand why the presence here was understated. He'll look at each of you. All of us who fight from the shadows know a sparsely attended funeral is the best we're likely to get. Petros knew better than any man I'd ever met. It wasn't my decision denying him the military honors of his station, and it brings me no pleasure to see so few here. Many at court feared to associate with him after he brought censure upon his good name, and even after all this time. Though he could not attend in person, the Crown Prince has authorized me to present you with this in his stead. He opens a small wooden box, inside of which is a medal. Everyone can roll local if they want. You want it, Jared?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Brommus, Alafair, and Widegrowl. 3 of you recognize this as the Violet Star of Ustalev, which is roughly the equivalent to the Medal of Honor or the Silver Intelligence Star. Pretty much the highest honor that someone can be given. I'll wait till Jared gets back to the monologue. Brommus, you know that there have only ever been 3 of these. Like, not like given out, like 3 made. So they're very rarely ever minted even.
And what's happening with her right now? Someone's presenting it to him?
He's giving it to her on behalf of the prince, who essentially like couldn't show up because there's like a blacklist. Petros got burned, basically. Or something.
Jared, you missed that. Petros is basically getting the Medal of Honor, but even more.
Even better.
Yeah.
Really?
There's only 3 of them ever made, and he's getting one right now. Like,
Even more
presented
metal.
to his daughter.
Wow.
He'll say, the Violet Star is the pinnacle of achievement in our land, only presented to those who display the utmost valor and sacrifice. Only 3 such stars have been minted, and this marks the 4th. For obvious reasons, the Prince can't acknowledge it publicly. It is my greatest honor to present on behalf of the Bureau and the Crown for the greatest man I've ever known, Ustalev's tireless and noble protector. May he know peace in the lady's embrace. And he'll hand it to her as she starts crying. Slowly, he'll turn around and salute the casket as the priest will nod to the gravediggers and they'll gently start lowering it into the ground. As he does, from a little bag that he was carrying, Zokar pulls out a little viola and a kick drum, and he starts to play, and Pebrin begins to sing. I have no idea how loud this is. Oh, why is it not playing? YouTube ads just ruined it for us, boys. Oh, it's the double unskippable too. We're just taking L's tonight.
YouTube's the worst.
They got us.
I used to have YouTube Premium until it was $20.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's insane.
What?
It's worth every bit of $20 for me to never have to get an ad for my son.
well,
Alright.
Just give him an ad.
You're sending him into the ground right now.
as this is happening, and we're all saluting, I'm kind of like noticing the scarceness of people. I close my eyes and cast Ghost Sound, and you just hear, raise arms!
Nice.
And everyone kind of like, assuming turns and realizes there's no firing party, but just giving him the send-off he deserves.
That need people like stiffen even more. Click them on the extended intro.
Raise arms! Fire! Cannons.
Petros!
For the first time in the party, I'll shed a tear. He's just...
Let's hear a gong hit.
And so on and so on.
yeah.
Alright.
Damn.
So as the
didn't
song
need
comes
this
to an
tonight.
end and they start like shoveling dirt onto the grave, Kendra will wipe away tears. And she'll look at you guys and she'll say, "My father spoke so highly of you all. If it isn't too much trouble, perhaps you could relay some stories or anecdotes of him."
Sure. Who would like to go first?
I'll begrudgingly step forward, and I imagine everyone's kind of like,
Really?
yeah. And I'll have my hands like somberly in front of me, like twisting my thumbs, and like start diddling with my fingers, and like, I was not always who I should have been, nor taking the route I should have taken. But he knew who I was. And then I'll just step back.
Roll diplomacy. Alright. Who's next? She'll say,
I'll go next. One time, in Gulp, we pretended we were pirates. The peg leg really sold it. We plundered. Booty. And I look at Widegrowl. And he taught me how to be a man. And I'll just step back into the line.
What do you want to do? Diplomacy or perform?
Which one's higher?
Let's see. Oh, shit, I wasn't ready for that. They're both 2. It's up to you.
Whichever one.
Do perform. She was with you up until the booty part. You were like a son to him, Ben.
I know.
Thank you.
I step forward. And I say, it was a few years after we had our first adventures. I was feeling kind of lonely in a dark spot. And I was missing my tusk brother. So I called Petros up. We went on a mission. I knew my tusk brother was out there doing college. So I thought. Me and Petros, I knew he liked to collect stuff. So me and Petros, he helped me steal the original box of alphabets. I was gonna send him the box. Me and Petros, God, we were goddamn spies. running through lasers.
It's like in Tenacious D when they go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Diplomacy.
Yeah. Keep going, by the way.
You have it by any chance?
I've been meaning to give this to you.
Yeah, that is going to be a fate point.
Yeah.
For my tusk brother.
That's
And then I
amazing.
found
dude.
out
You
you
start
were
eating
in
them dry
college.
from the box.
That's amazing.
It's something they stole out of the museum. You actually cracked it open.
Pointed it
Right.
It's decades old.
This is pouring all over me.
Oh shit.
This is from me and Petros.
You like offer it to Kendra.
I just start crying.
Like, you want to have some?
Not from the box, from your hands. Snot running down your neck.
That's amazing.
Oh, that is so good.
I mean, we all are.
Right.
That's going on my shelf forever.
That's so good.
So as he finishes telling the story, his story, I walk up and I say, among bringing us all together, there are many missions me and Petros went on. Some of them, just nights drinking on the town. Others, I have no explanation. One specifically, I wasn't given any specific information on the target. I only knew only what he was known as, his name, and that I would recognize him when I saw him in a specific area around the Temple of Rump.
Temple of Rump.
The target was Sir Garen, Raver of Knights, known for his relentless pursuit for sodomizing his enemies. The worst of them enslaved women and children for years. From information given in the mission details, I believed to be on his trail, but I never did see him. It was more of a shadow in the night, a creeper in the dark, if you will. Only something I felt. I was captured quickly, almost as if I was set up. I fought for 9 days straight whilst being penetrated, both mentally and physically. On the 9th day, I heard Darakb's rallying cry from above, as if lightning struck. The grasp Sir Garen had on me was released, and I was free to be met by the bloody knight covered in religious garb, and the gaseous figure of the Mistweaver, Princess Dilda. She was released from his body upon death, and his goal is to steal my soul for reincarnation of his lover and cuckold, so she could witness his acts in mortal form. I do not know whether I was set up or not almost like Petros owed a debt, or was Sir Garen the Raper of Knights just that good?
Well,
I dropped,
I'm just like,
and like as I tell the story, I'm like
back to reality.
as I tell the story, I'm like telling the story with my hands over my like, looking down with my hands over my chest. When I get done telling the story, I like snap out of it and just like act like everything's normal, and then walk back over and join the crowd.
walk away. I like follow him in my.
I look over at Alafair and I'm like,
What did he do?
Oh my god, dude.
You heard the penetration.
he says, and physically too, right? Sodomized?
Roll diplomacy.
He's a 4 foot tall dog.
If he roll diplomacy.
Did he say cuckold?
Ghost cuckold?
Someone called Delta?
My sheet's fucking up.
You
guys' missions like that?
I tried asking you guys earlier. You all had the same mission.
Imagine
Right?
if I found that out like with my roll. Like you just like, oh yeah, well I did this one thing.
Oh. I love the like 1,000-yard stare retelling and then just.
Yeah, like I'm just like looking straight down at the ground. I just get up and I just walk into the crowd like
Like you just said a completely normal thing.
Yeah, like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Thank you. I'll be here till Thursday. Oh, that was beautiful. Well, it sounds like you stopped a very bad man. I'm not sure what that has to do with my father. Thank you, yeah,
Just a weird forest being.
yeah, this surly little dwarf.
Just imagine it.
Faint smell of poo still on.
Yeah. At a funeral.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Arm to the teeth.
That was.
Reeks of Failey.
the beer's
Oh
just
my
disgusting.
god. Just tells the most wild story yet.
Talks to his bird.
So as
Oh,
the
that's
funeral
great.
begins to wind down, Kendra's, saying goodbyes to all the other people in the crowd. Zokar will come over to you guys, so kind of saunter over and he'll be like, listen, it's good to meet you. I've heard good things from the professor. I am the patron of the best tavern in town. It's called the Laughing Demon. You have to come revel sometime. Share more war stories, eh? Yes. That was good. That was good. Alright.
You know what I meant by booty, right?
Yes. As he's kind of laughing, he'll catch Alafair giving him a little bit of the side eye, and he'll get really like closed down, and quiet. Anyways, farewell. And he and his son will walk off. The Deviant will approach once Zokar's gone. The storm sort of abates. So, I wish we were meeting under more pleasant circumstances. It's good to see you all, especially you, little one. And he'll kind of like, scratch behind Drachma's ears. And pull out one of those Cruella de Vil cigarettes rich people smoke. Kind of light it up. Glance out over at the grave one last time, lingering for a few moments. For all he'd been through, for all he'd done, I just... thought he'd go out in a blaze of glory or something. the cliff, sword to sword in the den of vampires. I don't know. He was the scariest man I'd ever met. And he met his end walking under a fallen brick. Old man.
Is that the official story, Deviant?
That's the only story.
Oh, I can't even roll perception on this guy.
He took a walk in the park. Well, you can, hang on.
Yeah.
And then
Or
took
a
a walk
sense
by the
motive.
ruins of the old prison and
He's like level 12 probably.
15, but
Mm-hmm.
they
You're not rolling that.
Trying at it.
tried to climb a wall and a brick hit him in the head. Yes, you can also do it if you want.
That doesn't sound
20,
right.
nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
Mm, 10.
Brick in the head it is.
I mean, he's got no reason to lie to you guys. obviously.
Fallen brick. I repeat.
Yeah. They got that warped in and out of the train.
Ran sideways.
He could teleport and run up walls, but he died to a fallen brick.
You know what they say? Better to be lucky than to be good.
I take a stone out of my pocket and just drop it to the ground.
He freezes time and kills you. Anyway, he'll just kind of
It makes me choke on the stone.
he'll button up his scope for a second. I'm glad you were all able to make it. He wanted you to be here. I have to return to Caliphus. But here, and he'll pull out like a card with a telegram exchange number on it. Not public facing, it's something that'd be very hard to get a hold of. He said, "Stay in touch. It's a dark Ustalev now. Things are a lot worse than when we last met. You never know. We may need you again. Just take care of yourselves, alright?" And he'll walk away with his 2 guards. At that, Kendra and the fat councilman will approach, and Hearthmount will say, "Gentlemen, it's good to catch you here. I forgot the exact accent I used earlier, so we're going with this one. It appears Petros' will and testament stipulates the presence of the 4 of you and that one." And he points to the Darakb. Don't know how. Never mind.
Hey, that one is a pretty bird.
That is quite scary talent. Anyway,
Did you say Hearthmount?
yes. What are you getting at?
No,
Okay.
nothing at all.
Alright. Very good. Right. I have city business to attend to, but I will meet you at the Lorrimor estate in promptly 1 hour.
Boys, let's ask the real question. Where's the High Exorcist Pablo? Why didn't he come?
Never responded to the letter I wrote him 10 years ago.
Think he thinks he's too good for us?
Maybe he's busy. Remember?
He's got
What was a blackout?
Petros was persona non grata. He did something bad. That's why they got kidnapped.
Oh. Gotcha.
That's why no one attended the funeral.
Yes.
Exiled.
Indeed.
Did not die from a rock fall.
There should have been real cannons and,
Yeah.
lots of people.
Falling brick.
Do you guys want to ask about that, or?
I'll step forward and I'll say, so we've heard the official report, what really happened?
The damnedest thing was exploring the ruins of Harrowstone prison. It's very dangerous, mind you. Abandoned, crumbling facility. tried to climb a 5-foot fence. The head of a stone gargoyle fell. Right on his head.
I'll stop him in charm person. Almost like I'm catching his words. The truth.
It was atrocious. Like an elephant stepping on a baby. There was blood everywhere.
You were there.
No, but I was one of the men on scene. Someone had to collect the body. Sheriff, his daughter, Jaminda, the apothecary. It was like a crushed pumpkin or something. The piece of the gargoyle statue was there. It was rather unpleasant. Just smiles at you like an idiot.
I don't know, guys. I don't know if that.
Let's go read the will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you guys make your way over to Petros' house, you pass through the city center. There's like a big, open, rounded area. There's a fountain in the center. And off to the side of the road, like in the grass, there's 5 little Varisian girls in dark shawls and dark dresses, and they're like jumping rope. You know, they're doing like double dutch. 2 hop in at a time, and they sing a couple lines, and then they sort of skip out, seamlessly take the reins, and the other 2 skip in, rinse and repeat. It's surprisingly well choreographed. They're singing in Varisian. As far as I know, Alafair is the only one that actually speaks that, but I don't know how to speak Russian or Ukrainian, so I'm just gonna say it in English. They sing the following. You guys see this happen. Put her body on the bed. Take a knife and lop her head. Watch the blood come out the pipe. Feeds the stir so nice and ripe. Drops of red so sparkly bright. Splatters spell her name just right. With a hammer killed his wife. Now he wants to claim your life. Tricksy father tells a lie. Listen close or you will die. Just keep repeating ad nauseum while you're there watching.
Can I knowledge local about?
Yes, you can. Oh my. You're old enough to remember when Harrowstone Prison was still around. This whole town was created to support it effectively. You are also old enough to remember some of the more famous inmates. It seems to correspond with a number of infamous serial killers or cult leaders that were here at the time.
I don't know who they're specifically talking about.
Not off the top of your head. I mean, that was like 70 years ago almost, so.
Is it out of place that they'd be singing about it now? Or is it like just kids like singing like London Bridge is coming down and not even realizing like what it's about, you know, kind of thing?
I think it's more like the London Bridge scenario where it's just sort of become like a cultural thing here and they don't the real
Understand
meaning
that
is
it was
lost to
300
time.
people that died on a collapsing bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I'll just kind of like shake my head.
Alright. A lot of your experience tonight, boys. Okay. You guys arrive at the estate. The Kendra kind of ushers you in. It's modest. It's not crazy overdone. Just a nice, slightly disrepaired old Victorian style house with that kind of warped wood floors, bookshelves lining nearly every wall. Bookshelves themselves are cramped and crowded. There's shit everywhere. Lounge chairs, open scrolls, the lot. Big fireplace in there.
Dildos.
Big black dildos on the wall. It's one of those like rotating things. Hidden behind the painting. Alright. And eventually, at the allotted time, Councillor Earthmount arrives, a little befuddled. And he's got a big scroll under his arm, and he'll show it to everybody, show them it's still rolled up, and Petros' wax seal is still there unbroken. When everyone is satisfied, he will begin. I, Petros Lorrimor, being of sound mind, do hereby commit to this parchment my last will and testament. Let it be known that with the exception of the specific details below, I leave my home and personal belongings entire to my daughter Kendra. Use them or sell them as you see fit, my child. Beyond the bequeathing of my personal effects, this document must serve other needs. I have arranged for the reading of this document to be delayed until all principals can be in attendance, for I have more than mere inheritance to apportion. I have two final favors to ask. To my old friends, I hate to impose upon you all, but there are a few others who are capable of appreciating the true significance of what it is I have to ask. As some of you know, I have devoted many of my studies to all manner of evil, that I might know the enemy and inform those better positioned to stand against it. Hear, hear. For knowledge of one's enemy is the surest path to victory over its plans. And so, over the course of my lifetime, I have seen fit to acquire a significant collection of valuable but dangerous tomes, any one of which, in the wrong circumstances, could have led to an awkward legal situation, to say the least. While the majority of these tomes remain safe under lock and key at Lepidstadt University, I fear a few have remained in my trunk in my Ravengro home. While invaluable for my work in life, in death, I would prefer not to burden my daughter with the darker sides of my profession, or worse still, the danger of possessing these tomes herself. As such, I am entrusting my chest of tomes to you, posthumously. I ask that you please deliver the collection to my colleagues at the University of Lepidstadt, who will put them to good use for the betterment of the cause. Yet before you leave for Lepidstadt, there is a matter of another favour. I beg you please delay your journey 1 month and 1 day, and spend that period of time here in Ravengro to ensure that my daughter is safe and sound. She has no one to count on now that I'm gone, and if you would aid her in setting things in order for whatever she desires over the course of this month, Widegrowl, you do not smash. You would have my eternal gratitude. From my savings, I have also willed each of you a sum of 100 platinum coins for safekeeping. I have left these funds with one Embrith Darakb, one of my most trusted friends in Lepidstadt. She has been instructed to issue this payment upon safe delivery of the borrowed tomes no sooner than 1 month after the date of the reading of this will. I, Petros Lorrimor, hereby sign this will in Ravengro on this first day of Cadastriel in the year 4720 AR. Curiously, that was 2 years ago. Very well, that will be all.
What was the guy's name? The one with the.
Varshian Hurtmount.
Where's he live?
Where does he live?
Yeah.
It's like a
I'm asking.
city quarter. You ask him that, or you
Yeah.
ask? Yeah. There is a small estate, smaller than this one, actually, towards the city centre, where the other councillors all live. The share, it's like a multiplex of sorts.
Anything else?
That's it.
I think we better get going, boys.
There's more.
No?
Let the DM cook.
Let him cook.
Alright.
make sure that those funds to the right place.
Alright. Then he leaves. Canterwall put on a brave face and say, Mike, well, I'll need a few weeks at least to decide whether I'll stay here or if I'll go back to Caliphus with my boo. Anyway, feel free to bunk at the estate for the time being. My father has a number of suites available to the that you'll see. It's not quite a study as much as it's a war room. Also, there's the matter of the chest. I'll leave you to it. Just shout if you need anything.
Where are you staying?
In my quarters.
Where's your quarters? Just in case your father wants us to protect you. His dying wish.
Don't make me cast charm person on you.
For what reason? I'm just trying to make sure that...
You already have, my lady.
I'll make you sleep outside.
I'll
we're
be
trying
right
to
outside your
protect you.
window.
I don't know why you would insinuate such a heinous act.
Booty plunderer.
Shit, I'm around Valan.
Box of sorts.
Where's it going?
Brommus.
Hold on.
Sort
box. Not yet.
Make sure it's in the middle here.
We'll wrap with this.
Again, I'm like looking at
100 platinum? That's like 1,000 gold. Isn't it?
It is.
We're rich. I haven't showered in weeks.
don't flip over the cat until I
That's right.
break the seal with your pencil.
Alright, gentlemen. When you're ready. No, box first.
Box first.
Whoops.
You want to put your hands on it too? Open it at the same time?
No. You can get yours.
But, well, okay. Above the shit in there, there's like 4 different books. Or 3.
4.
4. Those are not indicative of the books, those are for you guys.
We should take these out first.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap those first.
One for each one of us?
Yes. Oh yeah, we'll say they represent the dangerous tones.
Are they all the same tone?
No.
Are they random?
Yeah, this is,
It's just I think
symbolic.
I just didn't put books in there.
I think it's just symbolic, yeah. There's
It's
nothing.
my gift to you for
Whoa.
Husk Brothers. As we all have.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. Never felt more alive.
Oh, you can make them bigger by...
You kind of gotta like tug on it. It's
You have to-
it's more
you
than
have
2
to
shakes you
knots.
play with, you know.
How do I make this longer? Oh, there.
I go like this to Alafair.
I do it with my fangs.
As I look around at all of everybody, I grab mine. I realize we're connected in another way now. The tattoo and the necklace. Then I start sorting through everything else. I find a letter.
You like that?
I find a letter with a picture of all of us From 10 years ago.
That's Petros' diary too. Go ahead and just read the bottom one, I think.
Just the bottom one?
Let me I should have circled it.
Dude.
Just this part for now. We'll get into the rest.
I need a color 1080p picture of this so I can frame it. Put it up in my office.
Well, I try to do it like a 1800s portrait
Yeah.
kind of thing, like the early photography. Like it's a little blurry and stuff.
Alright, the note.
I'll send you guys a copy on Discord too.
Alright, the note says, if you're reading this, lads, I'm dead. I've left something for the four of you below. I hope it never comes to that, but if it does, I'm so sorry. There was no other choice. If you live, perhaps one day you'll forgive me. P. I don't need the rest of this.
Yeah, well, I'll send you over the entries later. The other ones. All right, flip, boys.
Flip.
Our papers?
Oh.
I know who gets one.
Do you want to read this out loud?
Sure.
Alafair, masquerade mask. A wooden alabaster mask favored by the nobles who attend the family cacao opera in its infamous fetiche. Unlike a traditional mask, a pair of brass eyeglasses with thick dark glass cover the eye holes. Donning the mask provides true seeing. While great information can be gained by using it, this knowledge comes at a cost. Certain sights and prolonged usage may cause sanity threats. Donning the mask requires a DC 15 fortitude save. I was reading in character, like specs. Spikes in the mask result in blood running from the tear ducts. Removing the mask requires a 1d100 roll to determine if a sanity check is required. May still incur sanity checks based on sights when it's on, however. The blood tears provide a +1 intimidate to demoralize and cause shaken. Full round action once it's in combat to study one enemy and grant a +4 bonus relevant knowledge check. So this is like a permanently on thing if I want it to be. Like I can
No,
play.
all these items cost 1 HP to activate when you use them, but you can use them out of combat. You can use them in combat. There's drawbacks, but there's big benefits to each of them, and they're gonna scale.
And they get added, they're just like something that gets added to our character sheet.
Yeah, I'll put them on it.
Alright,
So,
you go next, sir.
a barred key of corroded and rusted iron culminating in a head made of chiseled bone in the shape of the Ermiel swirling leaf insignia. A mundane key heavy and abnormally large until it begins whispering in the back of your skull. When wielded, provides +2 knowledge versus enemy in combat. If in hand, can be used as a dowsing rod to identify the trigger of a haunt. The whispers become more coherent, especially with use. Whipping the key out is a full round action in combat, as it requires both hands to draw and bucks and yanks you around.
You want me to go next?
That's yours.
Hell yeah.
Jungle Compass. The gauge of a steamship ringed in rusty brass, embedded in the stomach of a rubbery and dead toad. The needle in the gauge spins wildly in random directions unless you pull on the tongue, which is strung with shards of glass. Pulling the tongue will cause it to function as a regular compass that, despite magical or planar interference, will always point true north, providing a +2 circumstantial bonus to survival. Pulling on the tongue and tying the frog around your wrist by its legs is a full round action in combat, which reveals the location of all sentient creatures in a 100-yard radius from you,
Wow, that's broken.
regardless of glamour, color, or concealment. Allows you to hit enemies in cover.
Show you that anybody who's hiding around.
Allows you to hit enemies in cover and concealment by checking the compass as a swift action.
Damn.
Once active, if the enemy is concealed via smoke, magic, foliage, etc., not stone walls or solid objects. What is sentient creatures?
Creatures that have
Have
minds,
minds,
etc.
so not undead or anything like that.
Okay.
Or skeletons or
It's like radar, basically.
Alright.
So it's like a compass sitting inside of a frog,
Yeah, it's
basically.
like feels into its. I
Yeah.
couldn't get a toy frog in time. It was gonna take too long from Amazon, so just gonna hot glue it to it.
Okay,
And then imagine you like tie it around your forearm, like
just tie the legs
so
or
you're
just
just like
walk around
you
here.
just like run up the cover and you're like.
Dude, I can use this on my OnlyFans too. Perfect.
Alright, I got the Celestial Orrery. A small segmented sphere of brass and copper with a single ruby gemstone in the casing.
You want to give him a minute? Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Depressing the gemstone with your thumb causes the sphere to float above your palm and the segments to separate, revealing a tiny microcosm of the solar system and the great beyond. Most notably, the bodies are made of small marbles with little brass moons except for Octurn, which is a tiny beating heart. Studying the orrery before a knowledge check can result in a +1 circumstance bonus to knowledge planes or arcana. Special ability. The stars are right. Once per day, roll 1d100 to determine if the alignment is favorable. 1 through 10, if so, the bonuses are doubled. Full round action in combat to study the device, granting +1 dodge bonus to AC for 1 minute/level.
Damn.
Also, I didn't put that on that ticket, but it works like crit used to work in League. So for every day you don't hit the stars are right, it goes up by 10
Okay.
until you do, and then it goes back down. Also, did you?
And then
Comes a little fancy little fucking necklace, but
okay, so
Dude,
if
next time you see Josh or John
If-
on the bar, he's wearing that. Oh, this is lines with the stars.
We have to wear our tusk every time that we play together.
oh, absolutely.
Dude, I'm wearing it.
wearing
all
it
the
every
time,
day.
dude.
Oh, that's
Seems like
a
that kid
cool
that showed
shark
up at your
tooth.
graduation party with the-
Actually, it's a lot cooler. It's this is our group D&D.
Yeah.
We're Tusk Brothers. It's way cooler than just a shark
Yeah.
tooth.
I'm not a nerd, you're a nerd, alright?
You remember the kid that showed up to your graduation party with the booby shell necklace on?
Yeah. There's like 35.
We're 27 and the kid's wearing DC
Okay.
bell bottom jeans and a booby shell necklace. Nightmare Before Christmas hoodie. Oh yeah, dude.
Alright, right before we wrap, we'll do one last bit. Alafair, you put the mask on.
I like look at it and I see like the needles and the ducks and like I'm assuming I like go to put it on and it almost like I don't know if you guys have seen or I guess like in Diablo like it like ethereally like little spawns that come out of the needles like and like kind of like suck it up
Yeah,
against my
pulls
face.
this like
Yeah.
mask style. The theme of all of these too is that they hurt you to use them. Like each of them is barbed or cut in some way, basically. As you look around the room, reality shifts. You see a different, almost a slightly off color spectrum, and like occasionally geometric figures that shouldn't be there, like float through the air or sort of pixelate past. As you turn and look at the party, we'll start with Brommus. Raging behind him is a projection, you assume, of his soul or essence, something of that nature. You see a noble and sleek huntsman stalking through swirling darkness and bleeding isolated and lonely despair. Looking at Widegrowl, you see a mighty warrior with wings of flame, one pure and white, the other brimstone, matching energies playing a tug of war around the core of him. As you look at Valan, you see the projection of a thundering swordsman with a buried core of childlike innocence and curiosity, marred by a black tendril drifting towards yourself. In the mirror you see, in a mirror on the wall, you see yourself, a wounded and traumatized thing, armored in towering shadows but regal in its bearing. The tendril is attached to you. When you turn your gaze to Darakb, what you see is too much to behold. All you can remember is the bird soul, not Darakb, turns and looks at you and forces the mask off your face. Roll 1d100 as you vomit. Percent check of the campaign, boys.
I imagine I like throw it on the ground, like you kind of like scurry back.
45. Chase roll 19.
There it is.
Okay. Just before the mask came off, you saw something else. In the corner of the room, almost as though written in silvery thread, was a symbol you've only seen once before. A secret code you drummed up with Petros in a sewer a long, long time ago that marked safe passage, a doorway. We'll see you guys next week.
Damn,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.